I have the secret to fix yourself so that you never have to experience narcissistic abuse or a toxic relationship again. I'm going to be straightforward with you and give you the secret right now. Are you ready? The secret to fix yourself in this life is to accept yourself. That's it. But it's not that simple. If it were that simple to just accept yourself, well, we would all be doing it, right? There wouldn't be any issues, and there would be no toxic relationships, and there would be no narcissistic abuse, but it's not easy to just accept yourself. And so we're going to explore that in this message so that you can fix yourself by accepting yourself. Let's talk. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue with this very important message on accepting yourself so that you can fix yourself, I do want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments. I do take telephone calls as well as video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. Some of you right now have gone through failed, broken marriages. You're dealing with failed relationships in your family. You're dealing with failed relationships at work. And maybe you're in this place where you are desperate to want to fix things about you. I want to work with you one-on-one so that you can actually work to accept yourself, something that you've probably never done. Head on down there, schedule some time with me. Also, I do have a coaching program. My coaching program is live and in person each and every day, Monday through Friday. The Royal We community is community-oriented. So if you're looking for accountability in your life, to break the trauma bonds, to accept yourself, then head on down there and join the coaching program. All right, look forward to seeing you in class. Now, let's get into it. As I said, it sounds simple. Accept yourself. That's the secret. That's all you need in this life. It's not fixing yourself. It's accepting yourself. As a coach, over the past 5 years, I've taken numerous calls from people saying, I'm in a place right now where I want to fix myself because I've had a string of failed marriages and my family has rejected me and this and that, and I need to fix myself because I keep getting into these broken relationships, on and on and on. And anytime somebody tells me I'm trying to fix myself, I'm trying to fix what's broken in me, my response is, fix yourself according to what? What measure are you using? What is this image of being fixed that you have in your mind? Are you trying to compare yourself to the abusive people you've been dealing with, those who yell, scream, cuss, and shout, and hit you and throw things at you, or the ones who neglect you, who use you, who cheat on you? Are you trying to fix yourself to be more like that? What exactly is your measure that you're using to want to fix yourself? And then naturally, the response I typically get is, well, I just don't want to experience abusive relationships anymore. Okay. Well, that doesn't come from needing to fix yourself. This comes because you have never accepted yourself. And as a result, you're constantly just trying to be something different and fix yourself and whatever, trying to fit in where you don't belong. And let's get into really quick why this happens. And then we're going to talk about the difficult parts of accepting yourself. All right? Typically, this begins in childhood. As young children, maybe you've had abusive parents. Maybe you've had an aggressive, narcissistic father who did not know how to love you, or a neglectful mother, nasty mother, a nasty father. I'll go ahead and say it. There's nothing wrong with being able to say that. But here's what happens as a child, because you know no better. You assume the burden of their nastiness onto you. You grow up thinking that their neglect is because of you. You grow up thinking that their mean, nasty attitudes is because of you. And thus it begins your life of, there must be something wrong with me. I need to fix me because I'm not able to connect with my parents. They don't want me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I need to fix it. So it started there. And now this burden that you carry, the burden of their abusive, nasty nature, you're carrying it on you. And you carry it with you for the rest of your life. And now you've been in and out of a string of relationships. And what's interesting is chances are you've chosen partners in your life who closely resemble your parents. Neglectful, abusive, mean, nasty, arrogant, dismissive, distant. Why? Because you're still trying to prove that you're good enough. you're constantly trying to fix yourself. You're still in fix myself mode. This is why you gravitate towards those relationships. You're trying to see where you are on your fixing yourself journey. You're trying to get to this point in life where you're able to say, you know what? My parents weren't so bad after all. It really was me the entire time. I was just too young and too little to know how to be smart enough or mature enough or successful enough to relate to them. But now I'm an adult. Now I can relate to them. You're waiting for that moment. But here's what's going to happen each and every time. You're going to be abused again. And it's going to happen over and over and over again. And you're going to have this never-ending desire to try to fix yourself, and it's impossible. The only way to fix yourself is to have acceptance, but it's not that easy. It's very difficult, and I'm going to break down the 3 reasons why self-acceptance is hard. Accepting yourself means you have to accept the uncomfortable feeling around personalities that remind you of your parents. Self-acceptance means you accept your discomfort around name-calling, cussing, violence, hostility, cheating, alcoholism, abusive yelling, because it's not who you are. Fighting, it's not who you are. Self-acceptance means that you understand that's not you. It's not what you want. Self-acceptance means you look yourself in the mirror now. You see that God has designed you with a certain look, certain beauty. He's given you certain gifts and certain talents. He's given you ability to work hard, to strive hard. He's giving you dreams, desires, and passions. These things are yours, by the way, and they may not look anything like your parents. Self-acceptance is accepting these things. So you accept that you talk a certain way, that you carry yourself and you want relationships that are mutual in this way, that you look at respect in this way, your values are this way. This is what you accept. On a deeper level, you accept the way you love. You accept your kindness, your generosity. You accept your views of sex, what sex is for. You accept all these things about you, selfishly accepting these things, because it's going to seem selfish at first, and that's fine. It is selfish. Be selfish. Accept yourself. But this is why it's not easy. So that's number 1. Accepting yourself. I gave you a little bit of an understanding of what it looks like, but here's what has to happen with self-acceptance. Are you ready? This is now the most difficult part. With self-acceptance comes number 2. You have to accept that we're not all the same. This is the area where we trip and fall every single time. This is the most difficult thing that you're ever going to do, and this is what keeps people from accepting themselves. You have to accept that when you accept yourself, you accept the reality of the world that we live in, that we are not the same. You're not like your parents. Yes, I know, mind-blowing, right? You think that since your parents, since you came out of your mother's womb, that you must be just alike. Wrong. Your parents, through having sex, have given you nothing in life except DNA strands that contribute to the color of your eyes and the color of your hair and the color of your skin. In my case, it's baldness. Thanks a lot, Dad. That's the extent of how my likeness is to my father. But when it comes to anything else, no. Listen, if you ever were broken, your parents couldn't fix you. Why? Because your parents didn't make you. They know nothing about your inner workings. It's easy to have sex. It's easy to contribute to the DNA of the color of eyes and hair, and that's all your parents did, all right? You're not like them. I don't want to go too much off on a rant. I could go on and on forever. I'm a blabbermouth. The point is you are not like them, and this is what's hard to accept. We've been lied to. You're up against narratives in this world, possibly from your church, from your public education, from the government, local and extended. We've all been led to believe that we all have to unify and act this certain way, and we're all one type of person. And as a result, you're constantly trying to fix yourself to measure up to whatever this one thing is. No, we are all very different. We share a world. You ready? This is part of the acceptance. If you accept you for who you are, you're going to have to accept the fact that we share a world with murderers, rapists, thieves, molesters, violent people, hostile people. You share a world with healers, doctors, coaches, spiritual guides. My point is this: we share a world with all of these things, and you will never change it, nor will I. This is the hard acceptance that comes with self-acceptance. You cannot accept yourself until you first accept the reality, or in part, accept the reality of the world. We've been lied to. We've been told to believe that humans are all the same. Christianity is a big part of this lie. That inside of everybody is this good heart, and you just got to love people enough. This is why churches today are filled to the brim, busting out the doors with psychopaths and sociopaths and people taking advantage of people within the halls of the church. Why? Because we're not all the same. Doesn't matter. We're not all the same. And so we have to reach this point of accepting this, that we are very different. What I tell people through coaching to help people understand this is to compare it in a lot of ways to the animal kingdom. Just as different as deer are from bears, from wolves, from lions, from rats and snakes, humanity works in the same way. You've got your deer, your bears, your wolves, your rats, and your snakes. And many of you have come across rats and snakes in this life, haven't you? But still, up to this point in time, you have not yet accepted yourself. You've got to do that. Accept what you are. This is me. And then accept where you don't belong. Accept that there are different types of personalities that you're not going to change, even within your own family, by the way. Accept that your parents are not like you. Accept that your brothers and sisters aren't like you. The other thing that makes this so hard, the number 3 thing now, is with accepting yourself and also accepting that everybody's different. We're not the same. There's no such thing as being the same, right? The third thing is to accept the burden that you carry in this life. Based on who you are with self-acceptance, based on the way you talk, communicate, the way you love, the way you laugh, the ways in which you fight, the ways in which you argue, the ways in which you view money, the ways in which you are driven towards work. When you accept all this and you accept that everybody's different, the final thing is you have to accept the burden you have to navigate this world of different things and find your synergetic relationships. Find your like-minded people, especially when it comes to intimate relationships. That's your burden. Your burden is not to fix yourself to fit in. Your burden is to be able to identify who's like you. This is what self-acceptance looks like. So you can see why it's hard for self-acceptance. It's not as easy as just saying, oh, I accept myself. It's also accepting yourself, accepting the differences you have from your family, and last but not least, accepting the burden that you carry in this life to navigate a world of all these different people and being able to judge people and judge them harshly to determine who you could be close with. This is what makes self-acceptance so hard. And this is what I'm here to help you do. I don't want you to experience narcissistic abuse anymore, trying to fix yourself constantly. Experiencing narcissistic abuse is a result of constantly trying to fix yourself. When you accept yourself, you won't experience abuse again because you'll carry that burden of navigating through these relationships. I'm here to help you out. Down below in the description box, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. Head on down there, schedule some time with me. I'll be back with more videos for you right here on The Royal We. Bye.